Howdy, and welcome to Monday's edition of Today's Bread. Now, we're continuing on the series on prayers and exhortations that are found in the Psalms with this week's discussion on prayer of forsakenness. Now, today's portion is feeling forsaken. Our scripture reference is Psalm 22, verses 1 through 5. One of the worst feelings a person can experience is that of abandonment and loneliness. These emotions often stem from a loss of hope, especially when we expect help and it doesn't come. When someone we trust lets us down, it can leave us feeling overwhelmed. This is even more painful when we feel that God is the one who has abandoned us. In Psalm 22, David expresses this very anguish. As a child of the covenant, he expected God's presence and help. But in his distress, David couldn't feel God near, and it seemed that God wasn't going to deliver him. He opened the psalm with honest, desperate questions in verse 1. Why did God seem so far away? Why wasn't he answering? Now, the phrase, words of my roaring or groaning, reflects David's intense frustration with what felt like divine silence. Perhaps part of David's fear came from remembering King Saul's tragic end. In his final days, Saul confessed, "I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me and answers me no more." That's found in 1 Samuel 28:15. With this memory, David's sense of abandonment was understandable, especially when his prayers felt unanswered. Life brings not only mountaintops, but valleys. Difficult seasons, like the death of a loved one, financial loss, illness, or other hardships, can lead to discouragement and even depression. In those moments, when we've experienced God's help in the past, we naturally expect him to show up again. When he seems silent, we may feel abandoned. But David did not give up hope. Though he felt forsaken, he continued to cry out to God day and night, verse 2. Likewise, when we feel discouraged, we must keep praying. If we stop calling on God, where else can we turn? David also reaffirmed his trust in God's character. Despite his pain, he declared God's holiness and faithfulness in verses 3 through 5. Unlike the false gods of the nations, Israel's God had always been praised for his acts of mercy. As a holy and faithful God, he does not forsake his people. David took comfort in knowing that God had answered the prayers of those before him, and he trusted that God would answer him too. And so can we. Thank you, and I pray that you've enjoyed today's edition of Fresh Daily Bread. Church isn't a place to go to. It's a family to belong to. So come be a part of the family. Monday's prayer focus is for churches across the country to be set apart for Christ, committed to purity, worship, and outreach. Now remember, Jesus, he's coming back soon. Here's Monday's blessing. I bless you with the power of Jesus Christ that produces in you every good thing that is pleasing to him.